So I order a Qur'an that night. I start reading it. And in the next 2 months, I read like 2/3 of the Quran. Like, I was watching debates. I start watching the Muslims debate the Christians now. And man, I don't know if Muslims just have this particular ability to debate religion, but they are very convincing. You know what I mean? And I walk into the lobby of the mosque and it's dark. It's like I thought I was gonna maybe see somebody at a desk or something, and then I see like the doors to the prayer hall, and I look into the doors, and there's people in sleeping bags. I said, nah. I said, this ain't for me. I said, I'm not finna wake these folks up, and I said, this ain't for me. So I walk out, I go back to my truck, and I'm finna leave, and I'm like,
when did you convert to Islam? How did that happen?
Oh man, so this is a crazy story too. I don't know how much time you got. I don't want to take all your time.
No, and we'll let you go in a moment.
No, I'm good. I'm enjoying myself.
Okay.
So my dad passed away from cancer when I was like 3 years old, right?
I'm sorry.
All good. And you know, I grew up like finding father figures in different places. So in construction and in the gym in particular, there was like these father figures I found. Pops, strong Christian man. Another guy in the trade, his name Carl Smith. I love that guy to death, but he was a really religious guy too. This Cal Mathis guy I told you about, that was the guy that urged me to try MMA, right? He was one of the wildest people I ever met. Like, go out, party, get drunk, fight. Like, he was one of those people you don't want to go out with unless you're ready to get in trouble or go to jail. And I ran into him like 3 years after not working a job with him. Changed man. Like, he a family man now. He got a wife and a baby, and he living straight. He don't do nothing, and Christ did that for him, right? But I wanted to be religious because I saw what religion did for the people I admired. And Christianity was the one that I was exposed to all my life. Like, I grew up, my granddaddy was a deacon in the Baptist church, all that stuff like that. And so I kind of had that thing where I grew up going to church with my granddad, but then early adulthood after my granddaddy passed around like 20 years old, I stopped going to church. I really didn't have any faith because it was more cultural than it was me having an understanding of the theology and an actual relationship with God. And then so after that, I remember mid in my 20s in construction, Cal was running a Bible study. And so Cal's running this Bible study at lunch, and we got a 45-minute lunch. So every day for like 6 months, I'm doing this 45-minute Bible study with Cal. And like, I'm the only guy in the group that don't know nothing about the Bible. I don't even have a copy of the Bible, you know what I mean? And so like, I'm asking the dumbest questions that everybody knows. Well, back then they didn't have shoes, so they did this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so stuff like that. And I was learning a lot. And I remember watching a bunch of that 45-minute drive to work I was telling you about. So it was times I was listening to audiobooks and watching lectures and debates and stuff. And I remember downloading an audiobook on the history of the Bible. And I don't want to get attacked, but I remember this audiobook, it gave me the basic knowledge. It's not like it's information people don't know, but it's not what I thought it was. I thought it was like the word of God, but it's more so like letters that are inspired by God and a compilation of different, texts from over time and stuff like that. The canon and apocryphy stuff, all that stuff. Like, I was learning all this stuff and I was like, it's not what I thought it was, essentially. So like, that kind of was like where I strayed away from my pursuit of Christianity at the time. And this is really crazy, right? So my wife, she translates Arabic in the military.
Oh, wow.
She grew up in Buffalo, New York. So she grew up around a bunch of Muslims, and she works with a bunch of people that are, Arabs, because obviously she's speaking Arabic, had a bunch of Arabic teachers, had shared, feasts for iftar during Ramadan with all these different people throughout her career. Anyway, she's not Muslim, but I'm having a conversation with her one night after my Contender Series fight, and I'm like, this was like months after, and I'm like, I'm 30 years old. I'm probably going to get signed to the UFC. I was like, man, I gotta have something to get purpose and fulfillment of after I fight. Like, because if I'm lucky, my career is gonna be like 4, 6, maybe 7 years in the UFC. But like, what after that? Like, am I gonna be like a shell of myself and be unhappy? And she was like, this was actually before my Contender Series fight because it was in April. But she was like, well, have you like looked into other religions? So she sends me like a short form video on like Hindu, Buddhism, because she grew up as a Buddhist, which is crazy. And then Islam, like a bunch of little short form videos. And there was a video on Islam, it's like 20 minutes with bobblehead cartoons. And it tells you the basic theology of it and like stuff like, I didn't know they believed in Jesus. Like, you know what I mean? Just basic stuff like this. And I was so interested in the things that I heard that I went and ordered a Quran that night. So I ordered a Quran that night, I start reading it. And in the next 2 months, I read like 2/3 of the Quran. Like it was like I was like every free moment I had, I was sitting down, I was reading, I was so interested. I was listening to lectures on the way to and from work every day. I was watching debates. I started watching the Muslims debate the Christians now. And man, I don't know if Muslims just have this particular ability to debate religion, but they are very convincing. You know what I mean? So then I become so curious that I want to visit the local mosque and talk to the brotherhood. But it's Ramadan at the time. It's March because I converted in April, right? So it's Ramadan. And I'm calling the masjid and ain't nobody picking up the phone. I got 3 phone numbers off their website. Nobody picking up the phone. It's like 5 minutes from around the corner from my house. And I put it off a couple weeks. And then one day I'm just like, bro, I'm driving up there. Like, I want to know because I'm still reading this Quran, still listening to lectures. I was like, I got to know. So I drive to the local masjid right around the corner from my house. It's early April, ending of Ramadan. And I walk into the lobby of the mosque and it's dark. It's like I thought I was gonna maybe see somebody at a desk or something, and then I see like the doors to the prayer hall, and I look into the doors, and there's people in sleeping bags. I said, nah. I said this ain't for me. I said I'm not finna wake these folks up, and I said this ain't for me. So I walk out, I go back to my truck, and I'm finna leave, and I'm like, you gotta do it. Like so, I walk back inside. And I knock on the prayer hall doors and don't nobody move an inch. And I was like, all right, it ain't meant to be. And as I'm leaving this time, a minivan pulls up and it's this woman coming to pick up her son. And she's like, hey, can I help you? And one thing leads to another. She gets her son out there. Son gets the imam to me. Me and the imam walk around the courtyard for 30 minutes. He's just asking me what I know, what my experience is like, why Islam, what's my questions, and he invited me to come back and break fast with the brothers that night. At iftar, and I came back, and the way I was treated was so incredible. And also bro, I'm like, I don't know nobody in the mosque, so it's scary for me to go to a feast where these guys been fasting all day, and I'm about to be around a bunch of Arabs that don't know me, and look at how I look. Like I had tattoos, the way I dress, and everything like that, and I'm nervous, and I got to even force myself to come back that night. But bro, I came back that night, and they showed me so much love. They treated me so well. And then they took me into the prayer hall. And, during Ramadan, bro, it's so many Muslims. Like, it's powerful to see something like that, reciting Quran and all that stuff. And the guy that I was there with, he was like, you want to take your shahada tonight? And I said, yes. And so I took my shahada. That was April 6th last year. And it's been good ever since. And my UFC debut was April 19th. And Ramadan was all March. So for my very first UFC fight, all of March, I fasted all daylight hours and still had that camp and had 3 weeks to have somewhat of recovery and a weight cut before I fought Cameron Simon.
Wow, as you were training.
Yeah, and it was the most sensational performance of my life, and I feel like Islam, bro, So that's my
respect
backstory. Yeah.
Respect.
Long story, but that's kind of
Salam alaikum, my brother.
Wa alaikum assalam.
And I think you're a big fan of Islam Makhachev, right?
I am.
Have you met him?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, you will this week.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous. You know what I mean?
Have you met Khabib?
No, never.
Okay,
bro. Those are
crew.
Incredible guys. They gonna have that Cody Garbrandt effect on me for sure. So I'm excited to meet them.